Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Wrestling IQ 101. You can listen right here on YouTube. You can follow Wrestling IQ 101 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'm Andrew, by the way. And today my special guest is the Outlaw, Luke Kurtis. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, brother? Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you now. We just marked a 1-year anniversary of hitting COVID, and things are starting to reopen. Things are starting to get back to normal. I think Florida's on track to really open things up. Now that things are opening, sorry.
Florida's on fire.
Yeah, Now that things are opening up in Florida, I mean, do you feel like now you can maybe get back out to other states and get into the ring and stuff like that?
Well, the timeline of my wrestling career actually kind of started during COVID.
Uh-huh.
I had started training before COVID, and once I really started being able to work shows and it was time for me to start getting out there, it was COVID. So I had started doing shows in front of like 2 people, 3 people, nobody even, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before things were even socially distanced, we were running shows just for taping purposes, nobody in the building, so I started out like that. But as the restrictions have started to open up more and I've been able to get in front of a lot more people, they're, socially distanced or whatnot. In some places, it's the Wawa West. Some places they just pack everybody in there. But
yeah,
I have been able to, get out there and been working Texas, SWE Fury last month. I'm going there again. In a couple weeks, we'll be going back to Texas. So yeah, man, a lot of travel on the horizon. Hopefully, we can start doing some stuff in Georgia, Carolina, maybe. I don't know, man. Let's see where it takes us. But the restrictions, it's definitely a blessing that things are starting to open up and we're able to get out there and really, show our craft and show what we do. How hard we work.
Yeah, and it shows because I was talking to another Floridian that you know pretty well, Layla Gray, and actually we both had something really in common because I'm up here in Jersey. We're both big fans of Wawa. Are you on the Wawa crave too?
Well, you know what? Okay, so funny story about Wawa. Let me give you the timeline. Layla, since she didn't give you probably the whole story of why we're really big fans of Wawa.
Okay.
So, when we started getting out and going on the road, you're always trying to find something to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you only have McDonald's and Wendy's and all that other garbage. And you want something a little more hearty. Wawa has those good sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you ever order the sandwiches from Wawa?
Yeah, I do.
They have the best sandwiches. They put so much meat in it. It tastes so good. But the reason why we really got on Wawa is because one time we were driving Miro, formerly known as Rusev. Now he's the best man on AEW. We were driving him to Orlando. And, we were trying to find something to eat. And he's the one that saw Wawa. And he said, "Oh, I love Wawa." He's like, "Let's go there," because we were trying to figure out where we were going to eat, and I didn't have a suggestion, and she didn't have one either. And of course, we want to defer to him. We're not going to be like, "Hey, Rusev, like, we're going to McDonald's, bro. Like, just shut up and get what you get."
Yeah.
So he suggested Wawa, and then after that, I think we fell in love. I ate that sandwich, and I was like, But yeah, we're on the Wawa craze, man. And I was going to actually. We're in Jacksonville right now.
Okay.
On the way home tomorrow, I told her that we're stopping for a Wawa sandwich tomorrow. So
nice.
That's already on my schedule.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I have Wawa, like, they're all over the place in Jersey, but I got one like a brand new one, like 3 minutes away from my house, and I'm like, this is my heaven. Like, I love this place.
Yeah, they got a little something for everything, for whatever you need, man.
Yeah, and like, I don't know if you ever like stop off like in the middle of Wawa. They have like that little frozen like refrigerator thing where it's like wide open to everybody. Like they have like fresh fruit in them. Like their fresh fruit is like so good.
They have wraps and yep. They got the cheese and the cheese roll-ups and stuff. They got some good stuff there, man. And I always see people getting these milkshakes. They look good, man. I always want to try a milkshake from there.
Oh yeah, you gotta try one of those things there. Like Wawa is.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah. Wawa is like a staple here in New Jersey. Every corner there's a Wawa.
Well, I feel like they're a little more new to Florida. South Florida, there's very few. We're from Miami. So
Okay.
there's one Miami, like almost close to like the county line.
Mm-hmm.
So that hasn't always been there either. You know, like they're slowly opening up, but as we begin to travel, we're like looking for an option, and it's always Wawa. We always got to stop at Wawa at least one time. You know.
Yeah, Wawa's the best. So you talked about you grew up in Florida. Now have you partied at the Clevelander or was it Fountain Blue down there in Miami?
Yeah, man. What a you asking about the party scene in Miami?
Yeah, because I was there. I went down to the Clevelander like a couple of years ago for spring break, and it was wild. It was a crazy place.
Yeah, man. Miami is notorious for its parties. You know.
Yeah.
Pool parties, you know, house music, hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie to you. And me and Layla actually, before we got into wrestling, you know, we were hanging out a lot more. You know, now we go to the gym a lot, we eat healthy a lot, but before that, we were hanging out and going to a lot of clubs and parties and things like that. So I'm definitely familiar with the Miami nightlife, but it's definitely something I try and stay away from now because you know. That was, you know, I had a lot of struggles in my life, and I feel like a lot of it was because, you know, the party life in Miami, man. You know, that's something you got to get away from. You know, especially growing up here, that's something you grow into. You know, I grew up as a young man in Miami, and that's what you get introduced to fast. You know, a lot of things that other people don't see. Say if you live in a small town here, a small town there, you know.
Yeah.
But in Miami, it's, you know, flashy lights, pretty girls, you know, all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It
really leads you in the wrong way if you're not focused on something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we got the Jersey Shore up here. That will kind of give you a bad couple experiences.
Wake up with a headache.
Yeah, a couple making out with their toilet. It's not fun for anybody.
Yeah. Buried in the toilet.
Yeah, we've all been there, right? But you know, it's
God.
Yeah, we made it through those days. But now that you're living healthy, you're living clean, you're on track to really make a name for yourself in wrestling, because that's the goal, obviously. Where are you eyeing up? You know, there's so many different places. There's Impact, there's WWE, there's AEW. I mean, where do you want to see yourself? You know.
Let me think how I want to answer this question.
Sure.
I am open to any opportunity, and I keep an open mind, and I want to do whatever is available. You know, whatever opportunity comes first, that's the opportunity that I will do. Probably, you know, whoever takes a look at me first and wants to take a chance on me. You know, I feel like I'm a loyal person, and I'll be loyal to whoever really takes that first risk on me. But that being said, I personally would want to be in the WWE. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The WWE is my goal, you know, and there's a few people from the WWE, a few wrestlers that I've already been able to work with and train with and, you know, have an impact on my life, mentor me, talk to me, give me guidance on things, and the mindset and, you know, just hearing about the way that they go about themselves and the way that they're trained and just that WWE system and the developmental process is something that, you know, I just know would benefit me so greatly. Like being around those great minds and even AEW is, you know, the same, is getting to that, you know, like AEW is full of so many great minds. I'm interested in knowledge, really. You know what I mean? I want to be a great wrestler and I want to be the best wrestler possible, you know, but I feel like in order to do that, wrestling is a mental game. You know, wrestling is not about how strong you are, how tough you are all the time. A lot of times it's about how smart you are, how creative, how clever, finding clever ways to win. Because remember, at the end of the day, wrestling is still a wrestling match, right? Somebody still has to win the match. Somebody still has to lose. So, you know, you got to be creative sometimes in how you're going to win, especially if the guy's bigger than you, stronger than you, whatever it may be, you know. Sometimes you got to cheat that finish, you know. But WWE is definitely where I envision myself. You know, I see myself on the grandest stage of them all, you know, out there, you know, doing what I do, and I hope that's where I can make it. You know, that's the goal that I set. The way I got into professional wrestling, it was Layla was the one that wanted to be a professional wrestler. You know, I didn't want to do it. I was being lazy. She had to drag me with her. You know, the first day that we walked out of that training, though, I told her, I said, I'm going to the WWE, and she can verify that story. And I don't know if it's because I was an amateur wrestler growing up and I had taken some time away from it and kind of fell into a different lifestyle as opposed to that wrestler lifestyle, which I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finally got to feel that ring again and get back in that ring, I just knew that, that's where I belong. I just knew it right away, So, and being a fan of the WWE as a kid, I had grown away from it a little older in life, but as a kid, now being in the business, like it's just tied everything together for me in like this beautiful way. It's kind of hard to describe, but that's it.
Yeah, when you talk about being an amateur wrestler, does that help your transition to becoming a pro?
I feel like that's a better question for somebody else to answer because I don't know if I'm very good or not anyway. Of course, I'm going to say that I'm good, but personally, I would say that yes. I feel like my footwork when I first got in the ring, like the types of roles that you do in professional wrestling is very similar to amateur wrestling, if not the same, a lot of them, So a lot of those movements, I've already understood and I've already felt, It's just a different mindset between the two levels of the sport, the amateur and the pro. It's the way you approach it mentally. I think that's really what it is. Because especially nowadays, wrestling has to be tight. It has to look good, It has to be something that makes people look at it and feel something, They have to look at a strike, they have to look at a throw, and they have to say, hey man, that's intense. That is the way that it's supposed to be. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to.
You have to make it real in a way that amateur wrestling is, MMA is. You see, it's all tied together,
Yeah.
And I feel like being an amateur wrestler has allowed me to really know how to move somebody's body around, and that's where somebody else might say, hey, you know what, I don't think that looks right. Well, I'll be like, well, this is right. Because this is wrestling.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, this is wrestling. So if I take you down like this is real physics, So, yeah, that's how you're going to go,
Yeah.
So I do personally feel like being an amateur wrestler helped me. And I also feel like it's given me, besides just the movement aspect of it, it's given me a different type of mindset. Because I was trained for competition and to be better than the man next to you, but also to be a family unit with your wrestling team or your school or whatever it is, and to work hard and to cut weight, which is discipline, and it's not just becoming a pro wrestler, it was turning my life around because I had not lifted a weight in years, and I was drinking every day, doing drugs, doing the wrong thing, and now to like refocus my mind and have the discipline to be able to go to the gym and eat better and train consistently and work shows and do things like this. I definitely feel like amateur wrestling prepared me for that. Yes, I do.
Yeah. And it's crazy because some of the best wrestlers are amateur wrestlers. I mean, look at Kurt Angle, Dolph Ziggler, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin. Like, these guys here are like legit, like NCAA like competitors, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like pretty awesome that you're putting yourself in the same category as somebody who really gets it and understands, like you said, how to fall, like how you would really fall if you were having a real wrestling match or something like that, or a real fight, So it's kind of crazy that you're putting this stuff together.
And just the mindset, of like competition, like, hey, I'm in the ring with you, and like we're about to go to war. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just gives you it makes you tough, mentally strong. The first match that I ever had, I slipped a slam and I did a backflip and I landed wrong. My first match, it was at a birthday party. It's actually on my Instagram. I broke my knee. I fractured it in two places and I partially tore my LCL like a minute into the match. And it was like a 10-minute match. It was the main event of this kid's birthday party. And I could barely walk. Like, if you look at it, like, I'm limping around, my leg is wobbly. I just knew as soon as I landed, I said, oh, something's wrong, And I had the fortitude to finish the match, and I know that most people would have stopped, I couldn't walk for months after that,
That's crazy.
It was such a process to even get back in the ring, But amateur wrestling, it's given me, like, I'm just a dog, man. I have that dog in me, that makes me want to go. It makes me want to compete. Makes me want to work hard, want to be the best at this,
Yeah. And one thing I noticed about you is that you're wearing some blue cowboy boots. Let me ask you this. What are more expensive, those blue wrestling cowboy boots or blue suede shoes?
I would say probably those wrestling boots, man.
Yeah.
Those are blue gator skin cowboy boots from Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah. And the next pair, they really got to come hard because those are those are my starter boots. But those were expensive, and those boots do mean a lot to me. Maybe one day I'll be able to sign it with a nice shiny marker and send it to somebody who cares. But
that's nice. Those are pretty nice. Let's talk about the transition into the Outlaw. How do you feel that's going? Do you feel like that's the real you now?
Oh man, I do. I feel like I am somebody that is an outlaw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rebellious. I am humble and I do listen and I am a respectful person, but the rules don't apply with me, man. I go out there and I do what I got to do and I get what I got to get, and the thing that matters is me, and I'm going to make sure that I do what I have to do. Following the rules or not following the rules, following the law or not following the law. And I feel like it was just time for me to become somebody that's a little more aggressive. Too nice before. People like pushing me around. The business is a tough business. People treating me ways that I didn't want to be treated. And it was time for a change. It was time for me to really refocus myself and become somebody that's more aggressive, more nasty. And it's something that's still evolving. And as it evolves and as things continue to change, you'll see little layers of it really become what it's going to become. But yes, I feel like it's a step in the direction of who I really am.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm talking to you now. I mean, you have it all together. It sounds like, and of course, once you get in that ring, somebody's going to try to hurt you. So you got to be on your toes. You just can't let somebody step on you. So it's kind of interesting, like you said, you might have to break some rules, but outside the ring, you're a gentleman. You're well spoken, and it's kind of crazy. I don't want to be in that ring against you. I'm lucky that I'm a podcaster and I get to watch you do that to somebody else. So I'm going to enjoy where I'm at.
We could be a tag team, man. You don't have to be against each other. We could be on the same team.
No, I'm good where I'm at. I appreciate that. I'd rather be on your team, but I'm gonna stay in the corner.
Yeah, I'll tag you in for the pin.
Yeah.
Get the pin.
It's funny because I was telling somebody there's a local legend here. His name is Steve Mack. He was part of the Hit Squad. He was a part of the first match of Ring of Honor. And I was like telling somebody, I'm like, that's all I want to do. I want to be his tag partner and just win the tag titles, and then I'll retire forever. And his partner Dan Moff, he's part of ROH this past year, and then he's not with them anymore. But yeah, I mean, amazing competitor. There's these two, Monster Mac and Dan Moff. But back to you. We got to talk.
The thing is once you win that belt, you say you're going to retire, but then you're not.
No, I'm going to retire. No, I'm good. I don't want to. Well, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm happy where I am. I'm happy talking to you guys and seeing you guys and tracking your guys' career because that's my favorite thing about doing this podcast. I'm getting to see like so many people hit milestones like so fast after talking to people, and it's amazing. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, milestones are. It's the beautiful thing about the business right now is that there's so many places to work.
Yeah, that's true.
You have Impact, AEW. Just with AEW, what they've really done is they've just really opened the doors for a lot of other like talents to break into the business. And even if and a lot of people you're going to see people go from AEW to WWE and vice versa, like you already have. But you'll see talent from AEW rise up through their ranks as an indie wrestler, become something big, and then leave that company and go to WWE the same way you're seeing it flip, And if that happens, you'll know that there's healthy competition, And work is important for us, as wrestlers, and I feel like wrestling is really hot right now. It's a great thing, Yeah. Everybody wants to be a wrestler, I noticed.
Yeah, right? Like, it's the end thing right now.
Yeah, but then when you hit somebody too hard, they're like, "Damn, man, you hit me too hard." And I'm like, "Oh, you want to be a wrestler?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know that. I'm just happy to do what I'm doing. I don't want to get hit. So, but yeah, it's crazy. Everybody wants to be a wrestler nowadays, and that's true. I mean, it's the it thing. It's pretty cool, especially when you have two rival companies going at it. Makes things fun again.
Well, and they're going at it, whether they say so or not.
Yeah, yeah. I love how sometimes they're just being nice to each other or don't even mention each other. But yeah, they're secretly. I don't think they're friends.
Yeah. They don't even mention each other. It's great. It's great. But
yeah.
Hopefully they do start competing. You know, hopefully they really start a little thing. You know, it's good for everybody. You know.
Yeah.
It's good for everybody.
And it's crazy because, I mean, I was going to ask you this too. There's so many legends that are coming back. Edge, Christian, Big Show. You know, and then, you know, up here in the Northeast, we're really lucky because I'm an hour outside New York City, and we've always got the best legends for whatever reason, because it is New York and Philadelphia right there. But on the indie scene, I mean, if you have your choice, I mean, who's somebody you want to lock up with? Who's a legend that you want to get in that ring with and take on?
I mean, they're not wrestling anymore. Can it be somebody that's not wrestling?
Sure.
I mean, Stone Cold.
Oh, yeah. That's the man, right?
I mean, if I could take a stunner, it'd probably be the best day of my life, you know? Hey, kid, oh, man, sorry. Hey, kid, watch the stunner, you know?
Yeah.
So,
sure.
Yeah, man, I would love to get in the ring with, you know, Stone Cold and, you know, pick his brain, or even, you know, Shawn Michaels. You know, Shawn Michaels he's so amazing, you know?
I'm surprised you didn't say Virgil.
Yeah? Why?
Because he's, you know, on Instagram, he's always saying he's the leader of the NWO. You know, he's always at the Olive Garden. I mean, who wouldn't want to wrestle him?
Yeah, I mean, he would be great to wrestle too, of course.
Yeah. Also,
why is he trying to wrestle me?
No, he's my favorite wrestler.
Oh, yeah?
It's my personal favorite wrestler. But you've been in the ring with the... I'm sorry?
I would love to get in the ring with Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, I try and... You know, even though I'm not Latino, I'm from Miami, and I got a little sauce to me.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm a cowboy and stuff, but you know, I model a lot of my stuff off of Eddie Guerrero and things that he does and movements, and you know, I got some more stuff that I'm gonna do, and I don't know how people feel about stuff like that exactly, but I feel like it's an art form and it's a beautiful thing whenever you can incorporate, you know, somebody that great, you know, no matter who it is, dead or alive, their style into your style, and traits that you do that people always say, oh no, don't do that because it looks like that person. But if you do something and it reminds you of something, if I did a super kick and somebody said, wow, that looks like Shawn Michaels, I would feel very good about that. You know what You know what I mean? Like, that's the greatest to ever hit the move, you know? So I think it's an honorable thing whenever you're able to incorporate a legend, you know,
into your game. Yeah, a little homage never hurt anybody. It's pretty awesome that if you were doing it right, yeah, why not do it?
Right? Maybe I should start hitting people with the stunner.
Maybe, or with some kicks in the corner or something like that. Open up a can of whoop ass.
Right, stomp a mud hole.
Yeah, so you could do a couple of different things. I'm down with that. That'd be kind of cool to watch you do. You know, here on the show, we like to talk about other things other than wrestling. What kind of shows are you watching on Netflix? What kind of movies do you like to watch? What kind of music do you like to listen to?
Okay, so as far as shows go on Netflix, we don't get too invested in shows anymore because obviously we're spending a lot of our time wrestling and things like that. So when I put something on, I need it to be something that's not going to take too much of my focus. I might be, you know, getting gear ready or coming up with something for my character or working on a move in the apartment with Layla. I don't know what it might be, you know, but we like stuff that, you know, takes our mind away from stuff. So a couple go-tos. We're like sitcom people. We watch Friends. Obviously, everybody knows what Friends is.
Yeah.
And The Big Bang Theory. Watch a lot of The Big Bang Theory. So that's mostly what I go to for TV. So nothing exciting on the TV end. You know, I try and watch as much wrestling as possible. You know, but whenever I need to take an edge off, it's usually something like The Big Bang Theory or Friends or something like that, you know.
Who's your favorite friend?
Go ahead.
Who's your favorite friend?
Chandler.
Oh, okay.
He's the funniest one. Yeah, man. He makes me laugh. I like them all. They're actually my friends. I don't have very many friends, so they're actually my friends.
Oh,
so I like them all, actually.
Oh, okay.
They're all friends to me.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
just happy to see them on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
who I like to spend my time with.
That's fair.
I've probably seen that series like 20 times. You wouldn't believe me, but it's true. Front to back.
Oh, yeah.
I just put it on and let it run. Yeah, it's my favorite show.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
And
Body Slam champion, if I ever see him one day. Not, whatever his name is in real life. I just call him by their friend's name.
Yeah. And then, like, favorite movies and shows, music, do you have some?
Okay, so music, it depends. Of course, the house music, because, you know, that's that Miami party scene.
Uh-huh.
You know, I love the house music. I'm very, like, different about, like, the different types of music I like. I love, like reggaeton, like Bad Bunny, things like that, Spanish music, that Miami flavor, that house music / Spanish music, like the way they fuse it together, it sounds really good. I like that when I want to, turn up a little bit, have a little fun, maybe have a drink. I don't know, here or there. I don't drink too much. Have a little drink, turn on some of that music. Mm-hmm. Or hip hop. I always loved hip hop. I grew up in Miami. That's another thing. A lot of hip hop. These are like the things that influenced me in my life as I was growing up, you know. But when I go to the gym, then it switches. Then I put on like, you know, death metal. And it's like hardcore, screaming, all that stuff. And, you know, that gets me pumped up and fired up. So I guess the different types of music I listen to depend on my mood, you know, and how I'm feeling. And I use music. Music is a big part of my life. I'm listening to music all the time, you know. And I guess it's just, I don't know what kind of mindset I want to be in for that moment, or how I want to feel, or whatever it might be, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I gotta ask you this about music, though, real quick. Who's better, Pitbull or Flo Rida? Right?
Pitbull or Flo Rida?
'Cause
I mean, they're both awesome.
Uh-huh.
But they're both, like, the worst. But they're both great. You know? They're, like, so mainstream.
But
Pitbull is they're both super talented, man, super successful. Flo Rida, man, he really went commercial, and he used to be, like, a serious rapper, and then he just started making, like, dance music. And Pitbull, I mean, I don't know. If I had to give the nod to one, I would say Pitbull, because, you know, he got the English and the Spanish. And,
yeah.
You know, if a Pitbull song comes on right now, I could get with it.
Yeah.
You know, Flo Rida might change state.
But Flo Rida, his name is literally Florida. I mean, I don't know if you get more than that.
I know. He definitely he owned the name. But, dude, Pitbulls are super Florida.
Yeah.
Super Miami. You know, that's like the thing down there. Even though pit bulls, you're not allowed to have pit bulls in Miami. It's like there's an ordinance, but like they have so many pit bulls over there. They breed them and stuff. And
that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
yeah. There's a lot of pit bulls in Miami. That's like a pit bull place.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah. Now you've had a couple of thorns in your side in your wrestling career. I mean, from the Russell twins, right? Damian Martinez. I mean, you guys have wrestled these guys a couple of different times.
The Russell twins, huh?
Yeah, I don't blame you. Those guys are big guys. I mean, you've been also in the ring with Jimmy Jam, Game Day, John Zeke, and of course, you know, Royce, and of course, Carlito. And I mean, there's so many different people you've been in the ring with. You know, you have a favorite match so far?
I have a favorite match. My favorite match.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd have an easier answer for that.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed working with Cyzer. That was my first match.
Mm-hmm.
Cyzer it was the first match that I did like in my gear and ready to go, and he's a trainer. He has his own school. It's called the Crib. It's in Fort Myers. He's a great trainer, and he really set me on the right path. I feel like as far as professional wrestling goes, the way that You know, he treated me in the ring the way that he took care of me. I feel like that match set me up for success, and a lot of the things that I do now, even from just one simple 5-minute match, I take so many things from that match and I add it into things that I do with other people and other matches. And, you know, obviously the Carlito match was definitely the biggest moment of my career, you know. The Carlito match is just, the reason why I don't say that's my favorite match is because I feel like there were so many things that I could have done better, you know, and you know, people tell me all the time, oh man, you know, you did great in there. You were like, you know, you were right there. You looked like you were in, like, lived up to the moment. I didn't look like I was scared or whatever. But personally, I just feel like I could have really taken better advantage of that, you know. But it was an incredible experience, and he was also somebody that was great to work with, and I can't. But not a lot of people can say that, you know. Not, you know, that they beat Carlito, you know.
Yeah, especially you know, this guy looked great at the Royal Rumble.
I know. It was almost kind of like he wasn't doing a lot of stuff, and then he came and he saw me, and then, you know, I motivated him to, you know, get his shit together.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, and it's kind of crazy, right?
No, man, he was awesome, man. He's a good guy. He you know, he was tough as hell.
Were you
Carlito, man?
Yeah, were you more afraid of the apple or getting in the ring with him? Because, you know, the apple could get in your eye. I mean, you know, there's so many different things.
No, nobody knows, but he didn't have an apple on him.
No?
But I had an apple on me, and I was waiting. If he would have pulled out an apple, I was going to pull out an apple too, so.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, can you imagine that? Like, you ever see with Ric Flair and, like, Jay Lethal, they're, like, having a woo-off? Can you imagine having an apple off with Carlito?
You know, just spitting in each other's
Yeah. We have to do that, like, pre-COVID, but yeah, can you imagine how crazy that would be?
I know.
Oh man, that is.
I was definitely more scared of the apple.
Yeah,
I was more scared of him. He's way tougher than an apple.
I couldn't help but notice that you have some tattoos. Are there any stories behind those tattoos or something?
Yeah, so I got a few different tattoos. So, the tattoo on my forearm, the 2 stripes, those are my lives in Jumanji. I only have 2 left. So, you know, don't drop me on my head or anything, because one of those might disappear. But no, those are that was the first tattoo I ever got. That's an equality sign.
Okay.
It stands for equal rights, something that I believed in. I got the tattoo when I was like 16 years old. I remember when we were in Coolston, Florida. I have some family from there. They do a sugar festival every year, and I remember I had just gotten a car, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a tattoo, and that's what I chose to get, you know. And I got a lot of, you know, people always mess with me about it, but it really is something that I believe in, and something that means a lot to me. I am somebody that believes in diversity and equality, and I've been preaching that since I was a young man. You know, I've always felt like a defender of people and a leader of people, and I wish that everybody would come together, and, you know, it wouldn't be so much, I don't know, friction amongst, you know, different cultures and religions and races and things like that. You know, I feel like if you haven't experienced it for yourself, you probably shouldn't talk about it. You know, how can I talk about being a Buddhist when I've never been a Buddhist? How can I talk about being a black man when I've never been a black man? How can I talk about being a woman when I've never been a woman? You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I can only give input as what I am, and that's a young a Caucasian man, you know. So that's where my, you know, morals lie, and that's how I try and think about things, and always keep in mind that, you know, everybody's different, but everybody's the same. You know, so even though we all differ, we're all still people, and we all have emotions, and we all have feelings, and we need to take care of people. You know, people have a natural instinct to want to help others. You know, if you saw somebody, you know, fall down and get hurt, you would want to go help them up. You know what I mean? That's
absolutely.
Just something natural. So I feel like people need to keep that in their mind, you know, that we're all people, and I don't know, man. Equality is a big part of my life. It's something that I believe in. So it's a tattoo that I'm proud of.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's true. It is true. Equality for everybody. It's the right thing to have for everyone. So I think you just nailed that on the head.
and then I have a daughter. That's the name on my bicep is my daughter, and the tattoo on my chest, that is a mystery that well, one day maybe one of you will find out, but today was not that day.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, if ever make it big one day, everybody's going to wonder, but
okay.
Let that be a mystery.
Sure. And, there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of cool. So, yeah, it's one of the things I think that makes you, like, a little unique, too, because it's like, like, here comes the outlaw, right? And you have all these tattoos. It fits the persona, I think, really well. I mean, I know they're personal, but...
I should get some more tattoos. You got me thinking, man. I haven't gotten a tattoo in a long time, and I haven't really wanted one in a while, but...
You get the Wrestling IQ 101 logo.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should get that, huh? I'll get it on my calf in between my knee pad and my boot. Yeah, real small. So.
Oh, man. But I was just going to say, you don't have to... but, and it's kind of been crazy because now that you're, things are opening up and you're going to Texas and all over Florida, is there a place that you really want to wrestle in front of? Do you want to wrestle in front of New York really bad or California or something like that?
Oh, man, yeah, New York would be awesome. Mm-hmm. I hear about how New York wrestling is just different in New York. I mean, like the crowds and stuff. I mean, I don't know if that's true. You're from Jersey, and I don't know. You guys good fans?
Yeah, well, it's really weird because, like, an hour from me south is Philly, right? And they're all about blood and guts, and we have a place called GC. Yeah, and then when you go up north, right, it's kind of like Smart Mark Wrestling, where you have like your Daniel Bryan classics and stuff like that, and then there's like hits of the in the middle where you have like real indie wrestling, like people that you see on like on like AEW, like on Dark and stuff like that, and it's such a melting pot of like so many different styles. There's like lucha styles that are really good up here. There's high flyers, there's submission wrestlers, there's ground and pound. I mean, everywhere you go, and it's like every show too that I've ever seen. There's elements of all this stuff because you just learn so much up here.
Yeah, and I've heard that wrestling in New York. They say that the talent is a little better in New York, and I'm really interested in seeing if that's the case. Because going to Texas personally,
mm-hmm.
I'll say it, the talent in Texas was better.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's just one show, and obviously they got WWE here in AEW, so is the talent really better, But I'm just saying on the indie scene, like the Texas environment, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being in that locker room, and I think. Somebody told me in New York, they said the same thing. They said, they feel like the wrestlers from New York are just better, and I would like to get in there and see if that's the case, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feel these guys out. And, I've worked with Main Event. I don't know if you know who they are. Main Event, they're a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
They train out of House of Glory.
Okay, yeah.
And they're very talented. Very talented. You should check them out. Main Event, they do like a circus type thing. One of them's a lion and one of them's the ringmaster.
Yeah, I've seen those guys. Yeah, and
they're good.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like some of the people that I've interviewed and stuff like that, like I've talked to them, and they've gone to like Reality of Wrestling, or they've gone to other wrestling other places, in Texas and stuff like that. So yeah, and plus people in New York are not shy. They will tell you how it is to your face. And they'll be very blunt. I mean, that's just how it is over here.
I like that. I like that because I'm blunt the same way, and I like the fans that could give it and could take it.
Yeah. So like,
because when I get in there, I like to be a little mean, a little nasty, and talk to the fans, and especially the ones that like to get out there and hype. I like to give them what they deserve. I like that. I appreciate people that are engaged in something that they paid money to go see.
Yeah. Or even on the streets of New York, they'll be like rude to you. Like you mentioned before, if someone falls, I mean, yeah, you're really supposed to put out a helping hand, but in New York, they'll just trample you.
In New York, they just get trampled.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, forget about you down there. We're gonna walk by you. Whatever, we gotta get somewhere.
Yeah, I've been to New York one time with Layla. We went for New Year's.
Oh, nice.
Not last year, but the year before, I think. And I got a taste of how crazy it was over there. She took me to Times Square. That was pretty cool. You know, I'm kind of an emotional guy, too, even though I act like a big, tough guy. I almost cried when I saw Times Square, all the lights and stuff. I was like, man, this is, like, really, a powerful thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all of this stuff came together, you know, and here we are now, you know? I like things like that.
Yeah, you know, so, yeah, like, if you... I hope to see you guys out here. I was telling you, Layla, last time that it would be nice for have a homecoming up here in the...
I know. I so badly I would like for us to go there and her wrestle in front of people that she knows and me wrestle in front of people that she knows too, you know, and you know, see a little bit of the Outlaw in New York or something. I think that would be cool.
I hope so. And I hope the world opens up a lot sooner, so this way there's opportunities to wrestle. Because over here in Jersey, most places are running outside, and now they're kind of closed for the winter. And that's not usually the case.
I had seen that there was a show going on in Jersey. It looked like under a big tent. You know what I'm talking about?
I know. Yeah.
Let me not get sidetracked.
Yeah.
But they're running in Jersey, right?
There's some places, but I mean, most of them that I know are closed for the summer, or they're going. Like one company out here is going to Alaska, because there's really no cases. But they've also made an impact before COVID over there. It was one of their destination places that they've always. So, you know, like right now I've just been under hibernation, and I can't wait to actually get out and like see some real live wrestling matches, in the springtime. But yeah, like right now, I mean, a lot of places I know are just hunkering down, or they're advertising shows in the summer, for sure.
Okay, so summertime.
Yeah, summertime and springtime.
In the summer, we're coming to New York.
Oh, I hope so. I hope to see you guys here, and I hope to see you guys make a huge impact over here, because then I get to see you guys more often. And I mean, we're definitely gonna wrestle in New York. Like that is a given. Like as soon as we can wrestle in New York, like, you know, I'm already trying to talk to whoever I know over there. You know, hey, where's these companies at? What's a good company to work for in New York? So and
I would definitely love to be in that environment.
And I hope I get to make it down to Florida, because that'll be even nice to see you guys wrestle in your element there, for sure. Yeah. But Luke.
Yeah, now come to AEW. You know, with her. You know, getting on AEW a couple times, you know, hopefully they sign her, and hopefully they make the right decision, AEW. If you're listening, make the right decision and sign Layla Gray to Star. But, you know, hopefully we both get signed. You know, I say I would love to be in WWE, and I would, but, you know, if we could work in the same place, I feel like I would want that more, you know. If me and her were on AEW, even if it was Impact, you know, I that's my best friend, and, you know, being close to her is what makes me happy. You know, that's why I'm in Jacksonville right now and not somewhere else, you know. So, I mean, they should sign her, and she will get signed eventually, you know, sooner rather than later. And I believe the same thing will happen for me, and, you know, and we will be in New York. Don't worry.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping you guys get signed. I'm hoping to see you guys wrestle live in person, because it'd be awesome to see it. But Luke, let me ask you this, man. Where can people get you on social media if they want to hang out with you? How can people find your matches online and stuff like that?
Okay, so follow me on Instagram. It is Outlaw_Luke Kurtis. I wish it was the same across all my platforms, but it is not because of the name change. But on Instagram, it is Outlaw Luke Kurtis. On Twitter, you can find me at the_Luke Kurtis. Follow me on, I have a Facebook fan page. It's Luke Kurtis. It's all Curtis with a K. Luke Kurtis with a K. Do not put the C, put the K. It is the best way to find me. Follow me subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the same thing. It's Luke Kurtis. Just type me in, Luke Kurtis. Luke Kurtis Pro Wrestling. You'll find me. I got a lot more content coming out. I have so many matches that I haven't posted that I need to post, clips that I need to make. I've just been busy lately, you know, focusing on a little bit of other things, you know, sitting back, waiting, working out, getting my stuff together. And I have some stuff that I want to put out, some content that I want to show. So hopefully in the near future, I started updating my stuff a little more regularly and get a handle on exactly what I want to do. Get some merch out. No merch yet, but only because it has to be the right way, because I don't do things halfway, and I'm not going to put a black shirt that says Luke Kurtis, and it's just not the way it's going to be. It's going to be something good. It's going to be something that's worth the money. Whatever we decide to do, it's good stuff. It's quality stuff. That's how we like to operate. It's not going to be a bunch of garbage. So get ready, man. Just stay prepared. Just follow me. Keep following the wrestling, and you're going to be in store for some great stuff. Anything that people want to see, anything that people want to know, things you want to see more of, you can feel free to let me know. I try and incorporate that into what I do on a regular basis. Try and show you more of my life, put more things on my story. Maybe go live more. But yeah, I like to get the people involved, get the fans involved, and I feel like social media is the best way to do it. So check me out. That's how you can check me out.
Nice. And for me, this has been Wrestling IQ 101. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wrestling IQ 101. And Outlaw, we just wanted to say thank you so much for taking out the time and talking with me today. And for everybody else, make sure you check out this episode, check out past episodes, and stay up to date by subscribing and for the future ones. And we'll see everybody real soon.